sevele sekunjalo kubumbana insimbi yesithupha nalomuhla kungoLesihlanu ninebengosilenhle vukanathi. It's going to be quite the show today, Lulu. I was just, thinking about it, the excitement around everything that is happening this weekend, particularly our football front, our sports. Yes, we're still disappointed at Sihlangu Semnigati. We won't be afraid to say we're disappointed in you, Sihlangu Semnigati. You better level up and start winning games. But you do have a new coach, so we do have a bit of grace towards you. And he did have sentiments towards, a sense of optimism around the team as he makes his own eye study. Hopefully, when he makes his own selection of players, we will eventually see wins. We are building. Nisihlangu nina kufuna nisivikele nakuthiwa siyadliwa uyathi ithini isihlangu
likhona lithemba mkhulu. There's still hope.
Sekusho ukuthi yathi le definition yesihlangu uthini
Sihlangu shield.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
Yes.
So angathi ke lo ukuthi ke laba bagwaza njani lesiphethe isihlangu. But we do hope. Now I'm just joking, it's banter, but I'm not joking at the same time because we're tired of the losses. We better level up. But on an exciting mode, the Premier League is returning this weekend. We'll be seeing a lot of games. Linda Master Dlamini is going to join us to analyze some of the games that we will see this weekend. There are some teams that you should look forward to. Madlenya, promising Moneni Pirates. We have heard a lot of our pundits say they're looking really, really good. And they are taking that from their performance from the 8-bet trade fair. So let's see how all of that pans out after this weekend. We'll also talk about the English Premier League, of course. But more importantly, Lapha Ekhaya, Ipola this weekend.
Yeah. Sanvusile Babugile, thank you for tuning in Lomhlak on your favorite program, Kusile Professor. It's a big day today for the film industry.
Absolutely.
It's the 13th of September, the day we have all been waiting for. Bagangwane, the birth of a nation, will be hitting the cinemas Lomuhla kusukela nga 2 p.m. So if you're a fan of this movie, I'm sure you've seen the trailer. Sasemagoti ni Dr. Guba Nebakis Efulomhla will be joined by the producer, the film director and lead character Queen Kusile, also known as Mandisa Mamba Sabasnabo in the studio. Lomhla kuchazela nje gabandi ngalo leli film ukuthi sitting kahle kahle storyline, but not giving away too much, of course, because Lomuhla movie iyaphuma. You can go and watch it at our cinemas lapha even, but they'll be joining us in the studio. Kuchazela nje gabandi on the success of the project, how long it took to complete the whole project. Uze ifike la khona Lomuhla. They'll be joining us Lomuhla at 6:30. Do stay tuned.
Yeah, mina sevele nje ngi-counter download nje ngiyabona le film. Kungathi bathi nalazulweni singakhona ukulibukela kule mpelasonto. Angathi kahle leti cards kodwa nje I want to be amongst the angathi ke noma ngabe vele sengisinvethe inyawo ngoba ngiyawade eMaswati. Everyone's excited for this film. We've seen so many people talk about it across social media, and I'm one of those people who's just in anticipation, groaning, waiting to see how this movie looks like. Particularly just how our actors are acting. It's such a big moment for the country.
It is, especially because it's first-time actors. Yeah, when I just read through after the premiere, they used first-time actors. And also vele Eswatini kude kahle kahle lama actors. So they used some of my actors in South Africa and most actors asokola even Eswatini. Yeah,
but because manager, I would assume because loglesik actago it's a lot of it is our historic, our culture that is historic, our traditions. I suppose it should be easy to take that in and act it out. You're not really acting, simulating. But hopefully it's a movie that all of us will enjoy, and the rest of the world.
Yeah, that's right, Mguni. It's 5 minutes after 6. Especially the Magatan's way as Saturday in Zabata.
Sabatandi ukuthi njengalokhu sivile sive sikhulume
Sinemukele nadidi indzaba. Umhlonishwa Mvanankulu uthi uhulumende utawusebenta ngekutikhandla kutsi live lakangwane libalelwe emaveni latfutfukile ngeminyaka wa 2030 njengekusho kwesilo nasivula sigaba sekucala sephalamende li-12. Mvanankulu bekakhuluma ephalamende ngesikhatsi etfula luhlelo lwemasu latawusebentisa uhulumende ekutfutfukiseni umnotfo nemphilo yeMaswati.
Umhlonishwa Mvanankulu Russell Dlamini sewethulile umgwaco kanye nemasu uhulumende latawasebentisa kuti live libalelwe emaveni lathuthukile ngeminyaka wa 2030. Akhuluma endlini yabayisikhulu nakethula i-policy statement. Mvanankulu uthi uhulumende utimisele ukuthuthukisa live ngekugcila etingonini letitsite letifaka ekhatsi kuthi uhulumende asebentele ebaleni kulokunye.
Government will thus invest in built and bulk infrastructure. Government will identify and prioritize infrastructure for investment to stimulate the economy. Government will also endeavor to complete all outstanding projects and ensure that new projects are cost-effective, timelessly completed, and responsive to the needs of the people and the country.
Mvanankulu uthi uhulumende utawuchubeka nekuhlanyela timali emisebentini lemikhulu.
The public sector will be modernized to improve service delivery as mandated by Sibaya. Modernization entails rationalizing and rearranging the public sector, ensuring optimal allocation of manpower, financial resources, and tools, rigorously building management capacity of civil service, professionalization, digitization, and reducing bureaucracy and inefficiencies within the government machinery.
Uhulumende uthi utawuhambisa imbili tindzaba temandla kwakhiwa kwesibhedlela lesikhulu i-referral hospital kulokunye. Kanti-ke ayikasaleli ngephandle indzaba yetemfundo, temphilo kanye nekutsi live ligcine-ke lifike esigabeni sekutikhicitela kudla lokwenele. Uhulumende uthi masinyane nje utawubeka likomiti lelitawubuka kuthuthuka kwetinhlangosi letitsite temnotfo nekutsi-ke imigomo yahulumende iyasetshentwa. Umbiko uhlanganiswe ngu-LinkedIn Gule ngisephalamende.
Kodwa live lilwe nebusweti kumele onke eMaswati abe nelivi emgomeni wokufukula umnotho. Akhuluma ephalamende nakethula emasu uhulumende latawasebentisa kuti kuthuthuke live. Umhlonishwa Mvanankulu Russell Dlamini uchazile ukuthi ibusweti butawuphela ngekucinisa tikhwama letifaka ekhatsi Sovereign Wealth Fund kanye nekucinisa tinhlelo tekulima netemakhono.
Ingwenyama nayivula sigaba sekucala sephalamende ye-12 yaniketa uhulumende insayeya yekukhulisa umnotfo ngaloku-12 ekhulwini kule minyaka lesihlanu letako. Umhlonishwa Mvanankulu uthi tonke tintfo leticekela phansi kukhula kwemnotfo batawubhekana nato ngco bangihulumende.
To fight poverty, government will ensure economic policies are inclusive and that they address the needs of the poorest of citizens. Strategies will be developed to promote equitable distribution of resources and opportunities. Policies that foster wealth creation, which will create employment and more opportunities for citizens, thus reducing poverty.
Mvanankulu uthi ingwenyama igagule buphuya njengesehlakalo eveni kungako-ke uhulumende ayitayinaka kakhulu indzaba yokusungula imisebenti kanye nekutsi live likhicitele kutsengisa.
Wealth will be created at the national level and at the household level through establishment of the Sovereign Wealth Fund, as well as through relevant agriculture and vocational education programs. Government will also directly invest to create jobs as well as to stimulate investment by the private sector. Of note is government's policy towards export-oriented production.
Mvanankulu uthi utawubuketwa kabusha umthetho loyoluse kutsengwa impahla kusebenziswa imali yahulumende. Indzaba yenkohlakalo ngilenye Mvanankulu lanikete eMaswati isiqiniseko sekuthi batawubhekana nayo ubuso nebuso. Mvanankulu uthi tonke-ke tinhlangothi letitsinsekako ekulweni nenkohlakalo eveni titawuqiniswa tibe nematinyo. Kanti-ke lonke liswati kubheka ukuthi lifake isandla ekulweni nenkohlakalo kuleli. Umbiko uhlanganiswe ngu-LinkedIn Gule ephalamende.
Akulokunye umhlonishwa Ndvunankhulu uthi tinkhundla titawesekelwa ngetimali kude sive sithuthuko emiphakatsini yaso lapho sikhona khona. Uthi imigomo leyengamele sikhwama sekuthuthukisa tifundza itawuchibelwa kude abe maningi emaswati lazuzako kuso.
Umhlonishwa Ndvunankhulu uthi njengoba live lakangwane latiwa kakhulu emhlabeni njengelive lelitsanza kuthula. Ngakho-ke litawuchubeka lihambe ngemgomo walo lothi alisiso sitha semuntu kepha lingumngane wawonke wonke njengoba lilunga lenhlangano yimave langatingeni indzabata lamanye amave emhlaba. Uthi lokhu-ke ngikona kutaba inhlitiyo yako konke lebatawukwenta abasaqinisa budlelwane nalamanye amave emhlaba. Ndvunankhulu uthi indlela live lelibuswa ngayo lekuyindlela yetinkhundla itawuchubeka nekufundziswa emaswati ngakhatsi eveni. Kanti-ke naletinye tive temhlaba nato titawufundziswa ngayo titshelwe nangebuhle bayo.
Tinkhundla will be optimally funded to attain grassroots development and livelihoods. New legislation will be enacted to strengthen local government and ensure decentralization and service delivery. To stimulate productivity, the Regional Development Fund and other empowerment funds will continue to be capitalized with the deliberate intention to improve efficiency and disbursements. A review of the guidelines to attract and increase entrance and chances of success is critical, as has been submitted in national forums.
Ndvunankhulu uthi kumcoka kutsi singemaswati silihambise embili live kanye nemasiko nebuve bemaswati. Uthi kumele emaswati akubambe ngetandla timbili kuhlonipha kanye nebundvu. Ndvunankhulu uthi leli bandla litawubeka litawubambisana nelive ekulweni nekuhlukubetana. Etindzabeni Eswatini TV ngingilingithin Gule ngisephalamende.
Liphinile Ndvunankhulu imphungathu lidladla selekude ngemave lagcinile kuhlukubeteka kwabantwana kwanome engabe nguluphi lihlobo. Liphila Ndvunankhulu lithi kuhlukubeteka kwabantwana kuyabathi kabeda empilweni. Liphila Ndvunankhulu belikathe likhuluma ihotela le Mountain View ngalesine nakubukwa lucwaningo lokuhlukubeteka kwabantwana i-Violence Against Children Survey iminyaka 2022.
Lokunye lokucukethwe ngololucwaningo kufaka ekhatsi ukuthi 17.7% wabantwana labangamantombazana na 16.6% wabantwana lababafana sebake bahlukubeteka ngekushaywa nekukhulumiseka kabi kuletinyanga letingu-12 letengcile. Bantwana labangamantombazana bayahlukumeteka ngetelicansi bangakefiki eminyakeni lengu-13. Liphindla Ndvunankhulu imphungathu lidladla lithi bantwana labahlukumetekile bayatsikameteka emcondweni ngakho-ke akuphele kuhlukumetwa kwabantwana.
Thina sibaka DPM fanele vele sikhulumise letindzaba. If family sikhanze kwekuthi lo mkhuba ukule family, we go there. Sisive lapho kule family ukuthi kube nale interaction with them. Asesikhulume nalama service providers sesivumelana nje kusase dedicate nje hour kuthi uma afika umntala ekhaya switch off tincingo tibekwa lapho senihlale nikhulume nabantu babenu nithathe tincwadi nibafundzele, teach them about growing up.
Sibongile Dlamini lobuke lihlangosi lobantwana unike sithombe sekuhlukubeteka kwabantwana ngekusho kwalolucwaningo.
Uma siyibuka le physical violence iyendeka kulaba besilisa kakhulu and from bantu abaningi. Uyashaya ekhaya, emangweni, esikolweni, ushaywa nabangani bakhe. Kulamalanga sikhulumisa nje ukuthi sekudla emagame. They are being exposed to.
It affects the way.
Ruben Patches lobuke lihlangosi lobantwana enhlanganweni yaka-UNICEF naye ucela ukuthi kubanjiswane kuliwe nekuhlukubeteka kwebantwana. Bantwana besilisa nebesifazane bayahlukumeteka nasemoyeni lokubathikabeta empilweni nanoma-ke kubikwa kuhlukumeteka kubantwana abasitakali ngalokubhekekile. Lolu cwaningo lubika ukuthi libonakala-ke lehla lizinga lekuhlukumetwa kwebantwana. Etindzabeni ngengiyani Msibi ngisehotela le Mountain View eMbabane.
Akulokunye liphini landvunankhulu lithi lolu cwaningo kumele limikiswe ePhalamende etinkhundleni etikolweni kubothishela nakubafundzi nakubatali kude wonke muntfu alwati bese kuyabukiswana ukuthi lungacedwa kanjani ludlame nekuhlukubeteka kubantfwana.
Partners, I would like you to assist us, share this study with members of Parliament, share this study at Nkundleni, where we bring parents to realize the importance of this. Also share this study with career guidance teachers, together with head girls, head boys, and prefects. Let us go deeper. When it comes to physical violence, for instance, it is a burning issue that needs us to address it as soon as we can. And let us hear the parents' sentiments on this. And then we have a toll-free number in our office. How effective is this toll-free number? Have we gathered the data to analyze it and then respond to the calls for help from these children? So I would like those who are manning the toll-free number to present before us and tell us exactly what they do with the state and how much have they collected and have they shared it with the relevant departments and the action taken.
Imvuna yetemfundvo umhlonishwa owenqumalo ikhuthaza tikolo ukuthi tisebentise tebuchwephesha ekulondvoloteni lulwimi lwesiswati etikolweni. Imvuna beyikhuluma kaManzini ngesikhatsi live likubhala usuku lokubhala nekufundza International Literacy Day.
Emave mhlaba njalo mhla siphohlongo kuyinyanga yenyoni akubhala ilanga lokufundza nekubhala International Literacy Day. Live laseSwatini ke lihlangane lapha edolobheni lakaManzini ngaphansi kwelitiko letemfundvo nekucecesha libambisene nayo inhlangano yakamhlaba lebuketa indzaba temfundvo tescience netemasiko UNESCO kanye nenkampani lebuketa natindzaba temfundvo yawonke isebenta National Institute kugubha lelanga ngalesine.
Labantwana sebahlala etingcingweni seside ngisho sikhathi sokucoca nabo ngebuve bethu. Nansi lemakhaya asikhuthalele lokho. La ku artificial intelligence udro kwentiwako ngesiswati i-challenge schools i-challenge ukuthi sonke lokho asibe proud ngebuve bethu. Mina nje ngiyabonga imisebe uze wenta i-dictionary lehle kakhulu ngesiswati. Nje uyabona lokuthi kuthwala la etikolweni umntwana nje lo less than 10 years akangeke akhona ukubhalela ngesiswati. I-test nje akubhalele nje ngesiswati noma nangesingisi asipromote vele ukufundza.
Umphathi wesebenta National Institute Thembinkosi Mamba ukhulume ngobumcoka bekumbandzakanya wonke kude mfundvo.
Sineke singisebenta i-lens yethu lesibuka ngayo illiteracy is through the lens of lifelong learning, because sitawukhumbula ukuthi makaqalwa sebenta kahle kahle bekubuke abantu abadala, but because of the ever changing socio-economic status and the environment kwakhanzakala ukuthi ke sebaningi nalabantu labethe lamathuba ekufundza. Ngiko litiko labese liyayikhulisa imandate yasebenta.
Mapana nejikelele wa UNESCO kuleli lwandle simelane ukhuthathe kusebenziswa nekulondvolozwa kolimi lwesiswati.
This year's theme ikhuluma ngebumcoka bema languages. Sisaxoxisana, sisafunda ngoba ikakhulu ukhanza abantu bangasakhoni ukuxoxisana ngezindzaba temfuphuko ngoba asikhulumi ngelulwimi lebalivako. Sika UNESCO asesivule itafula wonke abe part of the conversation ngelanguage lakiyo.
Lobeka ngumfundzi wakasebenta Manxoba Dludlu naye ugcizelele bona bomcoka bekumbandzakanya wonke kude mfundvo.
But to me it wasn't a rejection after that, because I went to Gasebenta ngathi nangifika khona instead of doing lo grade 5 grade 6 and grade 7 ngenda nje grade 7 ngafunda ngetimisela nangetikhandla ngaphasa kasebenza and I think I was the first one to obtain a first class with merit. Lelanga lonyaka ligujwa ngaphansi kwesiqubulo lesikhuthatha kufunza lokuletha ukuthula kumave emhlaba. Edinzabende Eswatini TV kubika Samkelsiwe Khoza kaManzini.
Ivena elitiko letempilo umhlonishwa Mduduzi Mathebula ithumise umsebenzi lomuhle lowendiwa sibhedlela sase-Good Shepherd Estegi ngeniketa sive lusito lwetempilo lolusezingeni. Ivena ithi kuhle kubona sive sakulamanye emave lafaka ekhathi live leMozambique sita kutawufuna lusito kulesibhedlela. Ivena ithi logo yinkhomba yokuthi lesibhedlela siniketa lusito lolusezingeni.
Indvuna yelitiko letempilo ihambane libandla laka micro project ivakashele esibhedlela sase-Good Shepherd ngiyawubona ukuthi kuchubeka njani kwakhiwa kwe-OPD kulesibhedlela.
Yekubambisa lesibhedlela letawufaka ekhatsi ligumbi lakutawufikela khona tigulane outpatient lifake ekhatsi nema-ofisi naletinye tindzawo njengabo x-ray lesetiphela manje-ke sesitohlola la sekubambene ngoba ngekwati kwethu kufuneka ngasekuphelile basethembisile-ke baka-micro project banayo i-contractor kokuthi ngaDisemba kutabe kuphelile ngoba tindzaba tetimali netindzaba tema-material bacishe sebendlulile kiyo. Kuhle-ke lesikukhanza la sibhedlela kuyajabulisa futhi kokuthi isibhedlela siyasebenza siyatikhandla nesive lesisibutile lesisikhanzela sibhedlela sijabulile. Lokhu sethusile-ke kokuthi lesive lesichamuka kubomakhelwane boMpumalanga nakuboMozambique siyanza lesila sibhedlela. Lokho kusho ukuthi le service le provider lesibhedlela iyaphatheka iphindze iyancomeka nangabe livela kangwane seliyakhona ukuthi lisite bomakhelwane kutempilo. Siyakubonga-ke kakhulu lokho. Tikhalo-ke netingcinamba letinazo sibhedlela tiningi batibalile lekufanele siyotisebenza letifake ekhatsi ekushodeni kwetimoto letinjengama-ambulance.
Umphathi wesibhedlela sase-Good Shepherd Muzi Dlamini uthi sibhedlela sitimisele kuniketa sive lusito lolusezingeni lelisetulu.
Ngisona sodwa liwadi lebantwana bekungilona wadi lelilalisihamona kurithiwe nalo linetinkinga kodwa-ke bantwana sibabeke ngenzabo nakho-ke ibonile indvuna yati-committee kakhulu emcommittee wamele sibatha sibambise ngokuthi nabo kulungiseke masinyane nekulungisa nje-ke lapha nalapha la kudzinga kubonakala khona takhiwo tethu la setingasasiwa kahle khona.
Indvuna idlumiselele esibhedlela ngebuholi lobukhona yaveta ukuthi lesi sibhedlela asikase sesibe netinkinga tekushoda kwemithi esikhathini lapho khona tibhedlela telive betibhekene netinkinga tekubate imithi. Umbiko uhlanganiswe ngithembelihle Magutshwa Estegi.
Imvuna yetindlu nokuthuthukiswa kwamadolobha umhlonishwa Pholo Maphalala ithi litiko lihlela ukuthi luhleliso luye kubo babe tikhulu emimangweni kude imimango ihleleke indzawo yokukhonta ibe yodwa yebhizinisi ibe yodwa kanjalo neyekulima ibe yodwa kungabi yindvo yasemadolobheni kuphela. Imvuna ithi lokhu kutawenta imimango ibe nesithombe lesihle nelive lonke lihleleke.
Nyalo nje lapha eministry sukelele nibeke ukuthi sithi asilekelele tikhulu to plan for their communities. I mean tikhulu nje boba betikhulu because i-planning angasibe isolise emadolobheni. We are doing town planning schemes, it's regulated, it's all of that, but that does not necessarily mean traditional leaders akayifuni le order lesemadolobheni. They want it, but the question is bayithathephi if we as professionals are not reaching out to say asisikwelekelele babesikhulu and get your community into good order. Utawukondisa uqhubeka ukondisa la ukondisa khona but sine sitabe sesihlelise imigwaco yakho ayihambe la commercial wakho akabe ngala business wakho ngala agricultural wakho akabe ngale. If that were to happen, I mean kulo lonke lelive lakithi you can imagine how beautiful it would be now uhamba ngendiza la Tulu and ubuke phansi la Eswatini because we are a small geographical setup, so kube kune order kuleti info leti it could be extremely beautiful. Live lakithi livele lihle nje emdala. So ngithi ke ma professionals, let's go out and sell our skills for people because nyalo nje lento leyendakala it's creating demand for planners because all of a sudden kuthiwa planeke kahle then the next thing central government would say how did we do this? This is no, it's a planning profession. You need to engage more planners so that out the whole country in terms of arrangement of human settlements. And before we know it, the profession is in demand.
Kutemidlalo licembu lemanzini Wanderers lisengotini yekungadlali endzebeni ye-M10 League kulomnyaka kude kube inyanga yaBhimbidvwane kulomnyaka lotako. Umbiko lolandzelako ubuka tizatfu letingenta kutsi lelicembu litikhandze lihleti kusukela nyalo kude kube inyanga yaBhimbidvwane.
Iqembu lemanzini Wanderers lisebungotini bekugcina lingakakhoni ukudlala esigabeni saka-Premier League kanye naleso saka-First Division. Lo mbiko lolandzelako uveta simo lelicembu lesibhekene naso kungunyalo. Nakuphela isizini ya-2023-2024 licembu lemanzini Wanderers belisendzaweni ye-13 lokusho ukuthi ngekubukwa kwemitsetfo ledlalisa yona i-Premier League of Eswatini ladliwa inkemba ngoba kwehla amaqembu lamabili. I-Wanderers yafaka sikhalo ukuthi emidlalweni wayo wekugcina wesizini lephelile nayithola netunu lelicembu le-Denver Sundowns, umdlali Jim Moses wayi-Denver Sundowns wadlala emaphepha yokusebenta pheceleti work permit. Imanzini Wanderers beyinalo lithemba ukuthi kuncoba lelicala kuti abenyusele amathuba ukuthi lingadliwa inkemba njengoba emthethweni ledlalisa yona i-Premier League ku-58.1 including a default in team list results in a fine of 20,000 emalangeni plus a forfeit of 3 points. Akutangeke kuyihambile kahle imanzini Wanderers njengoba sijibo sayo i-disciplinary committee sathi Sundowns beyite licala ngekudlalisa yena Jim Moses. Leli cala laqhubeka embi kwe-Appeal Sport lapho khona licembu lemanzini Wanderers belinalo lithemba ukuthi i-Appeal Sport beyingakhona kuyinika sijubo lesitawenta ukuthi iphumelele. I-Appeal Sport nayo yakhokha sijubo lebesifana ncamashi naleso lesakhokhwa i-disciplinary committee kutsi licala lelendiwa li-Denver Sundowns kude. Ngemuva kwalokho inhlangano ye-Premier League of Eswatini yabamba umhlangano lomkhulu kephetha umnyaka wa-2023-2024 lawubamba mhla ka-10 ngenyanga lephelile. I-Wanderers yacela ukuthi ingabalwa kumaqembu lasadliwe inkemba. Licembu lemanzini Wanderers lafaka emaphepha enkantolo lenkulu ngemuva kwakuhluleka ku-disciplinary committee kanye ne-Appeal Sport kungunyalo inkantolo lenkulu kubheke ukuthi ilalele lendzaba mhla ka-18 kule nyanga lesetulu lokungulesithathu evikini lelitako. Kuleli viki lelisetulu inhlangano ye-Premier League of Eswatini imemetele kucala kwendzebe ye-M10 Premier League yalonyaka ye-2024-2025 esigabeni saka-Premier League kanye naleso saka-First Division. Kodwa-ke licembu lemanzini Wanderers alikho kuma-fixture ye-Premier League kanye nalawa ka-First Division njengoba laticelela ukuthi lingabalwa njengamaqembu ladliwa inkemba. Ngetulu kwaloko leli cembu lisengakabhalisi badlali balo lelitabasebentisa kusizini lensha letawucala kulempela somvo. Indlela lesebenziswa kubhalisweni badlali liyatiwa ngokuthi FIFA Connect kubheka ukuthi ivalwe mhla ka-20 kule nyanga lesetulu lokusho ukuthi ngalesihlanu evikini lelitako. Nangabe kushaya mhla ka-20 badlali bangakabhaliswa lokho kusho ukuthi licembu lemanzini Wanderers litawumela kubhaliswa ngenyanga yaBhimbidvwane eminyakeni lotako. Umbuto lomkhulu uthi njengoba inkantolo itawulalela lendzaba yelicembu mhla ka-18 kule nyanga lesetulu bese kuthi mhla ka-20 kubhaliswa kwabadlali kuyavalwa sikhona yini isicinisekiso ukuthi licala litabe liphelile mhla ka-18 kude kuthi leli cembu likhona ukubhalisa abadlali ngesikhathi. Nangabe leli cala lingapheli mhla ka-18 kule nyanga lesetulu bese kubhaliswa kwabadlali kuyavalwa mhla ka-20 imanzini Wanderers itawudlala kusiphi isigaba njengoba kude kuthi wehlele esigabeni saka-Super League usuke udliwe inkemba ka-First Division. Lo mbiko bewubuka simo lelicembu lemanzini Wanderers lelibhekene naso lapho khona kungenteka lelicembu lingadlali ibhola kude kube inyanga yaBhimbidvwana eminyakeni lotako. Lobikela umsakazo Eswatini TV temidlalo ngilinda Dlamini kanti umbiko uhlanganiswe nguFabrice Msonera eMbabane.
Stephetsa lapho tesiswati yasinchine simo selitulo.
Be sure to catch Business Watch every Wednesday between 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., where we feature the latest updates on business news, market trends, and exclusive interviews with industry leaders, as well as insights on emerging small and medium enterprises in the commercial sector. Business Watch, your business leader.
Welcome back. You're still watching Kusile Professor Sakvusela Naolo Sanza Gusi Vulela. It's a beautiful Friday morning. Thank you for staying with us. Members of the royal family, cabinet ministers, members of parliament, and popular South African actors last week became part of a historic premiere of a film that represents the culture and heritage of Eswatini. The film is titled Bagangwane, The Birth of a Nation, and its executive producer is Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperations, Senator Pholile Shakantu. This film features local actors such as Samgelo Dlamini, who plays the role of Matalatala, Mandisa Mamba, who plays the role of Queen Kusile, who joins us today in the studio to talk to us about her character, the character she played. Also with us is the film's producer, Sibusiso Sparks Dlamini, and film director, Shaft Moropane. Mandisa, very good morning. How are you this morning? You look amazing.
Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. So tell us about your character, Queen Kusile. Benjani nje character. I think nangibuka le trailer siyabona lapha ukuthi there were scenes lapho bo emotional corner. Take us through nje your experience.
So my character is inspired by Queen Kusile, who is the first queen of the Ngwane people. She's the first queen mother. And the story itself goes through the journey of the Ngwane people as they move from Embo, and what they are looking for is a new place to call home. And the story takes a dramatic turn when they face a challenge when they get to the Zambezi River.
Yes. So yeah, no, you don't want to give away too much.
That's all I can say.
Exciting news, the movie is premiering today.
Yes.
Setting all cinemas in Manzini, so we're quite excited. Yeah. So yeah, is this your first acting gig? How was
really, but this is my first big one and first public one. The experience was wonderful. I really enjoyed it. I mean, if you do something you love, it doesn't even feel like work. It just feels like going to play every time. But it was such a great opportunity, and I truly, truly enjoyed it.
Yeah. So so you're an R&B musician, you're an R&B local artist. So now you've taken upon it yourself, you should explore more, be adventurous, acting industry, the film industry. How has that been for you, the transition? And now you're acting.
Honestly, it wasn't anything, difficult, the transition. It wasn't difficult at all. I've always known that I wanted to be an actress. I just never really pushed for it. And so when I decided to take my break in music, this opportunity came about, and I think it really came at the right time.
Yeah. So let's talk a bit about your character, Queen Kusile, where the sins lapho bekumele ukuthi give it your all, ukhale, and how was that for you?
It was difficult to tap into her painful emotions. Doing that, really, I had to mentally, emotionally, and physically prepare for that.
Yeah. So you're a mother in real life,
Yes.
two children.
Yes, I've got two
and you
boys.
acted as a mother as well, Queen of the movie. Ingabe lokho khone kanjani uku-incorporate, while portraying the role of Queen Kusile?
I mean, it was pretty much easy to play a mother because I naturally am a mother. So, yeah.
So what can we expect? The movie's hitting all cinemas today, and I'm sure we're quite excited. From the movie that you'd want people to see.
All in all, I think we just want people to be inspired by the movie. I'm going to refrain from sharing more than I've shared about what happens in the movie, because obviously we want people to be able to have a fresh experience of it. So we just hope that people are inspired and that they they carry on telling the stories of our culture and heritage.
Yeah. So do you plan on doing more acting gigs, or
Definitely.
now that you've done this big role, you wanted to concentrate, focus more on your music?
Yeah.
What's
No,
your plan?
I definitely would like to do both. I mean, I'm an all-rounded artist, so acting and singing is definitely my passion.
Okay, and I'm sure you've seen reviews from members of the public, from social media. Of those that have seen the trailer.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on those reviews?
I'm so grateful that people are so supportive and they're excited about watching the film today, and they are looking forward to just experiencing it and being a part of it as well. It truly is a historic moment.
Yeah. All right. No, thank you so much, Mandisa. We cannot wait to watch the film today. It is hitting all theaters, all cinemas. Konalapa Ekaya Eswatini. We'll go for an ad break. Nasibuya, we talk to Shaft Moropane and Sibusiso Sparks Dlamini. Lines out.
When you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. Discover just how far you'll go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience in the kingdom.
Renewal of TV licenses for 2024 is now open. Here is a quick reminder. A viewer's TV license costs 180 emalangeni per device. Other accessories such as decoders and set-top box cost 50 emalangeni per device. For traders and repairers, TV license costs 300 emalangeni per business area. And now, to pay your TV license, use these following methods. You can use MTN Mobile Money with the number 762222000 or dial *007 *3 *7#. Or you can use Eswatini Imali. And you can pay our TV license at any post office in the country. Another option is you can use any Nedbank branch using our TV license account number 119900430037. Don't forget, when paying for your viewer's TV license, reference with your PIN at all times. And when paying for a retailer TV license, reference with your TIN at all times. For more information, call us on 7802-4543 or 34050163 or 34020879. And you can send us a WhatsApp message on 762222000.
Welcome back. You're still watching Kusile Breakfast Show. Sikuvusela nolosanza kusivulela sicatha kukhulumisana naMandisa who played the character of Queen Kusile on the movie Bagangwane, The Birth of the Nation. It's actually hitting cinemas in the country today, so do make sure you get your ticket. I'm now joined by the producer Sibusiso Dlamini and the film director Shaft Moropane to tell us more about the storyline of the movie Bagangwane. Very good morning and welcome to the program. Thank you for joining us. You must be quite exhausted, working on such a beautiful, amazing project. Tell us more about the storyline. How did you come about with the name Bagangwane, The Birth of the Nation?
Okay, come about the name Bagangwane. We've had a couple of working titles for the program. for the project. Bamvula Ngumbi ngathi ukuthi bese bathi ukuthi we are working on Swazi Gold, and then it changed to Eswatini Gold, and then ngekululekwa abantu labadzala sagcina sikutholile igama lelithi Bakangwane, lelibusiswe ngeyingwenyama inkosi Mswati wesithathu. So the project njenyalo yadinga ukuthi ngubakangwane. The first part of the project is called the birth of a nation. Lena, it's a period piece that is dating back to the 1400s. Lapho khona sibuka ukuthi eMaswati asuka kuphi. Sikhuluma nje about the history of the Swazi people, dating back from Embo, traveling all the challenges that the people and the kings faced during the journey to present day Eswatini. Angingaspoile kakhulu, but nje a lot is happening.
Yeah, and I assume Goguti, you did a lot of research and send le movie because it's dating back to the 1940s. Ngabe need for research.
Our research sisebenze kakhulu with the National Archives, especially with Babe Letumusa Smelane, who has been helping us a lot in terms of putting together the research. Nekhamba ke sivusela ke kulabo bantu labadzala la sathi ukuthi banayo le history yaseSwatini. So ubude ke ukuthi ingabe wena babe wathi ukuthi kwendeka kanjani nabakuchazela, then they will share the story. So you need to verify that story with maybe at least 10 people so that you can say this is information lengakhona kuyifaka efilmini. So that process nje iyodvana, it took us more than a year and a half just to make sure that we are
just the research alone.
Just the research alone. Before we do the scripting, before we do the casting, before we do the actual production. So yeah, it's been quite an amazing process.
Okay, Mr. Director, Mr. Marapane, I'm sure you've been in the country for over 2 years. So apart from this movie bringing the history, beautiful, rich history of Eswatini, what role does the movie play in unearthing talent in Eswatini?
Yeah, the movie was a good platform to actually establish a proper industry in the country. One, to unearth talent, to find locations, to just integrate people into the mindset of working in a professional set. So it has really created a lot of employment, a lot of skills transfer, a lot of people were trained, because what happened was we brought in the crew. Most of the HODs were from South African professional setup. So we actually paired them up with every local Maswati to really do the process of skills transfer and train them on how to, on set etiquette, how to carry themselves on set, how to use the equipment and so forth. So it was really, for me, an opportunity as well to work with new talent and to unearth really great talent. So we were able to really expose myself to even learn about the country itself, because we shot in different regions. So I was able to learn a lot about Eswatini as well.
Yeah, still on fresh talent, new talent. Was it a decision as a production team that you took that you wanted to use first-time actors, or it just happened?
No, it just happened. We knew that there isn't that many pool of actors, but we just went out and just really opened auditions, and it just so happened that there were people that were just fitting the character that we were looking for. And the acting part comes later. First is to find the right character, the people that have the right looks for the part. Because we knew that we needed people that can also perform behind the mask, not rely too much on dialogue. But we wanted people, because we knew that in the story there would be more silent moments that will then help us tell the story effectively when one is thinking or dreaming or whatsoever. We needed someone that will carry the story throughout, and the images will be more memorable in the hearts and the minds of the people.
Yeah, so were you patient with your first-time actors? You know, I'm quite sure you've worked with a lot of actors. You've been film directing for years now. Were you patient with these ones, seeing that it was their first time acting?
Yeah, generally what we do requires a lot of patience, because what we do is we don't just go on set and shoot. We are always looking for the magic. We're always looking for the right moments. So you just cannot find it with just rolling and cut. You know, sometimes you find it at the end of the day, just before you wrap up. So you have to be patient. You have to know when it comes and find it, you know. And most importantly, working with actors, especially first-time actors, is that you have to create the space for them to be able to trust you, and you have to make them feel like they're the greatest and they can do anything in life. And when they feel that way, then the feeling permeates through their performance. And that's what we're looking for, because what we wanted to achieve with this film was that we wanted to create nostalgic moments that will resonate with our people, Maswati in general, so that because when you deal with historical films or pieces, it's a very thin line. You know, you have to carry it with so much respect and authenticity. At the same time, give it so much heart, so that it sort of, before you actually become, you allow it to enter into your portal, and then from there you embrace it, and then you forget about watching it with the eye of saying, "Sifuna kubona ukuthi uyabona." You forget about that. When you watch our film, you forget about those things. It's only later when you walk out and you're like, "Oh, actually, I was watching a historical piece."
Okay.
Yeah, that was the idea.
Yeah. All right, Ngasimbuyanga, let's talk about the film industry in Eswatini, opportunities that are there and the gaps that need to be filled. Hey, Ingabe Vele, what's the status on that?
The film industry in Eswatini is really taking off. Looking at Bagangwane, we had about 86 crew members who were coming from Eswatini, and then we topped them with maybe 30 or 40 that came from South Africa. And the skill has been transferred from the South African team to our Swazi guys. So this gives hope that the industry is going to grow, and people are now realizing that people can actually make a living out of TV and film. So we are really hoping that in the next few years things will take off, and we will see a lot of films being done in Eswatini, and also we'll see maybe a lot of production houses buying the equipment that is necessary to shoot these films. So I think we've somehow made people aware that there's an industry that we can rely on to boost even our economy.
Yeah. So, on the level of interest, you know, just take us back to the auditions phase. How many people actually came for auditions? They were interested in being part of this movie.
For auditions, it was amazing. I think we received over 300 people that came for auditions.
Yeah.
And then we had to select the few that we want to be lead characters, and then the supporting cast as well. We worked with 4 different communities where we extracted our extras. We're talking about 300 per community. So we are looking at something like 1,200 people in total that we worked with.
Wow.
So you can see, we would say, mangabe kunema projects lafana na Bagangwane that were to follow soon, suwende. A lot of poverty struck areas would be kungaba khona umehluko lo wendawo abantu bakhona kucosha katetiko ngokuthi nje there were extras noma there were actors ku Bagangwane.
Yeah. So, Mr. Director, let's talk about the quality of the production of the film, the music, the locations, everything. Just by watching the trailer, I was moved. I got goosebumps. So how did that come about? You know, how important is it for the quality of the production to be? Super.
How did it come about? Well, personally, I feel that, or first and foremost, I must say that it's a privilege to get an opportunity to work on such an amazing story, a very important story. Secondly, we realize that because our stories are never told, if we don't take charge of our narratives and present them in such a way that they have the right quality and standard, then it becomes like, well. So, and thirdly, in anything that I do, I always put my heart and soul into it. And I knew that this is an opportunity to take a story of Emaswati and actually put it in that pedestal that it would have that world class standard. So we once we have completed the process of basically developing the story, we then work on what we call a visual treatment to say how we're going to interpret the story. Another thing is that because the story was based in 1400, there are no visual references available online or anywhere else. So we had to rely on our own DNA and just think, if we were living in 1400, how would we behave and how will we represent ourselves? So I think then after that we came up with a treatment and we decided that we want to give it that timeless feel, that futuristic feel, as much as we're telling a story of the past, because we wanted to make sure that it also resonate with the young audience. And by doing that, we needed to work on the grade, the look and feel that can resonate with a younger audience. Yeah, so that's how we came about. Then we brought in the whole team and we all kind of had a concept to say we draw inspiration for projects such as this, such as that. This is our look and feel. This is what we want in terms of the costume, the lighting, the music, etc.
So how long did it take for you to complete the movie?
It takes time, these things. I think that we completed shooting. We started shooting last year around Feb, March.
Yeah.
Feb, March, and we finished in April.
Yeah.
About
It was a
6
six-week
week shoot. And then after that, we've been busy with post-production the whole year, up until early this year. No?
Yeah, up until early this year.
Yeah, been busy. You know, I've been seeing reviews from members of the public that were at the premiere last week. So the movie's hitting all cinemas today. Are there still tickets?
Tickets are still available. They started being available on Tuesday, and people have been buying them. So today, ngiyacabanga ukuthi kutabe kunyathelwana ema-movie.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I hope ukuthi some slots they still have decal. Bangabe discouraged. Let's go to the movies. We'll find a slot and we'll pay. And also, the movie theaters have been flexible. But there's a need to extend it to another cinema. That is what they are going to do. So as not be discouraged, if you still think we still haven't got your ticket, please do go to the cinemas and make sure that you get yourself a ticket. Also, what is worth mentioning is that Bagangwane is for family viewing. We've been getting a lot of questions. Yes, you do. It's just a family-friendly film that you're going to enjoy with your family.
Okay, and lastly, before I let you go, also saw comments from our neighboring members of the public from neighboring countries. Kuti tinastakona in Guibwan in South Africa. It are available in Con.
It's something that we're working on. It's on the pipeline. Even the international countries as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Shafts, as well as you, Sibusisa, for your time today. Those were the director and film producer of Bagangwane, The Birth of the Nation, is hitting cinemas today in Eswatini. Let's leave you with the trailer.
Matalatala. Ngubani wena uthi ungafanele Khosi? Khosi abusiba bakho Dlambula. Awadi lutfo. Ngeke futhi wabayilutfo. Ngopha umfundi. Awuyuke. Ube ngewakho.
Kungathi imphendvulo ikhona la. Kulamanje.
Ufuna inkosatana ihambe phambili. Isihole. With the stock on well.
Kuko konke lebe bangakucela. Bakhetha kungemuka inkosatana yami.
Sesikhathi ukuthi sihambe.
Ngihambi lana.
Meet Tando. She's taking control of her health with the PrEP ring. The PrEP ring is a small, flexible silicone ring that you insert into your private parts once a month. It releases medication that helps prevent HIV. It's discreet, convenient, and fits seamlessly into your life. With the PrEP ring, you can reduce your risk of HIV infection and focus on what matters most. Empower yourself with the PrEP ring, your monthly shield against HIV. Worried about side effects? Most people on PrEP experience minimal side effects. Choose the PrEP ring to prevent HIV.
Hey you! Yes, you. Have you paid your TV license?
Did you know that by paying for your TV license fees, you will be complying with the laws that govern television possession, and particularly the Swaziland Television Authority Act of 1983 and its regulations? It is a legal obligation.
Paying for your TV license can have a positive spin-off, as the money collected from TV license fees goes a long way in assisting Eswatini Television Authority procure appealing and relevant content to broadcast on the channel.
So now, these fees also increase purchasing of local content from independent producers, which helps ensure that the arts and film industry in the country is well supported thus far, ensures the creation of jobs for Emaswati. The payment of TV license fees goes a really long way in such endeavors as well as nation building.
A TV license costs 180 emalangeni per year per device, and for other accessories such as a decoder or njinja, it costs 50 emalangeni per device per year.
By paying for your TV license,
you will be doing the right thing.
the news at 7. The Prime Minister, His Excellency Russell Dlamini, says government will vigorously pursue the vision of Eswatini to move from a lower middle income country to attaining high income country classification by 2030 as envisaged by His Majesty the King. The Prime Minister said this when delivering government's policy statement in Parliament.
The Prime Minister, His Excellency Russell Dlamini, has delivered government's policy statement, highlighting how government will ensure that Eswatini attains a developed country status by 2030, as envisaged by His Majesty King Mswati III during the official opening of the first session of the 12th Parliament. The Prime Minister says government will continue to invest in infrastructure projects.
Government will thus invest in built and bulk infrastructure. Government will identify and prioritize infrastructure for investments to stimulate the economy. Government will also endeavor to complete all outstanding projects and ensure that new projects are cost-effective, timelessly completed, and responsive to the needs of the people and the country.
The Premier says transformation of the public sector is key to achieve sustainable service delivery.
The public sector will be modernized to improve service delivery as mandated by Sibaya. Modernization entails rationalizing and rearranging the public sector, ensuring optimal allocation of manpower, financial resources, and tools, rigorously building management capacity of civil service, professionalization, digitization, and reducing bureaucracy and inefficiencies within the government machinery.
Government will set up a committee that will look at the implementation of all government policies. For Eswatini TV News, I am Lincoln Gule, Parliament.
To fight poverty, government will ensure economic policies are inclusive and address the needs of the poorest citizens. The Prime Minister says government will formulate policies that foster wealth creation, which will create opportunities for all Emaswati.
To fight poverty, government will ensure economic policies are inclusive and that they address the needs of the poorest of citizens. Strategies will be developed to promote equitable distribution of resources and opportunities. Policies that foster wealth creation, which will create employment and more opportunities for citizens, thus reducing poverty. Wealth will be created at the national level and at the household level through establishment of the Sovereign Wealth Fund, as well as through relevant agriculture and vocational education programs. Government will also directly invest to create jobs as well as to stimulate investment by the private sector. Of note is government's policy towards export-oriented production.
On another note, the Prime Minister, His Excellency Russell Dlamini, says Tinkundla will be optimally funded to attaining grassroots development and livelihood.
Tinkundla will be optimally funded to attain grassroots development and livelihoods. New legislation will be enacted to strengthen local government and ensure decentralization and service delivery. To stimulate productivity, the Regional Development Fund and other empowerment funds will continue to be capitalized with the deliberate intention to improve efficiency and disbursements. A review of the guidelines to attract and increase entrance and chances of success is critical, as has been submitted in national forums.
The Deputy Prime Minister, Senator Tulidladla, has sent a stern warning to perpetrators of all forms of violence against children because they destroy their future. She has said this at the Mountain View Hotel on Thursday during the presentation of findings of a study on violence against children.
According to the survey, physical violence in males and young boys compared to girls stands at 17.7%. whilst in females stands at 16.6%. 16.6% of females experience physical discipline or verbal aggression from parents in the past 12 months. The Deputy Prime Minister, Senator Tulidladla, says violence against children must come to an end.
In addition to immediate physical harm, exposure to violence can lead to psychological trauma, lifelong health issues such as anxiety, depression, and developmental impairments. They may also suffer from cognitive deficits that hinder their educational achievements and vocational prospects. This impairment can perpetuate cycles of poverty across generations. Furthermore, children who experience violence are more likely to engage in risky behaviors later in life, such as substance abuse and unsafe sexual practices, and may struggle with educational attainment and employment opportunities.
Sibongile Dlamini, the senior children coordinator, gave an overview of the survey. She says perpetrators of female violence are often someone known to the adolescent, including classmates, schoolmates, friends, and neighbors. It is said sexual violence happens in places familiar to adolescents. Ruben Pages, the Chief Youth Development Officer at UNICEF, invited all stakeholders to partner and fight violence against children.
It affects the way that our youth also performs in education. It affects the way that we resolve conflict among ourselves. Instead of resorting to dialogue and peace, we resort to violence. So really this effort, I think what it's going to need is for all of us to figure out what we all can do in our own capacity.
Both males and females experience emotional violence. According to the survey, violence against children has decreased. For Eswatini TV News, I'm Kian Msibi at Mountain View Hotel in Babane.
On another note, the DPM says the survey must be accessible to Parliament, Tinkundla centers, schools and to parents in order to fight children violence together.
Partners, I would like you to assist us, share this study with members of Parliament, share this study at Nkundleni, where we bring parents to realize the importance of this. Also share this study with career guidance teachers, together with head girls, head boys, and prefects. Let us go deeper. When it comes to physical violence, for instance, it is a burning issue that needs us to address it as soon as we can. And let us hear the parents' sentiments on this. And then we have a toll-free number in our office. How effective is this toll-free number? Have we gathered the data to analyze it and then respond to the calls for help from these children? So I would like those who are manning the toll-free number to present before us and tell us exactly what they do with the state and how much have they collected and have they shared it with the relevant departments and the action taken.
The Honourable Minister of Education, Owen Nxumalo, implores schools to preserve Siswati language using technology. The minister said this during the commemoration of International Literacy Day held in Manzini.
Every September 8, countries raise literacy awareness by commemorating International Literacy Day. The Kingdom of Eswatini, through the Ministry of Education in partnership with UNESCO and Semena National Institute, celebrated this day on Thursday. The Honourable Minister of Education and Training, Owen Nxumalo, says improved literacy calls for cross-sectoral approaches.
The Kingdom of Eswatini
boasts an impressive literacy rate of 89.3%, which is significant advantage and provides an opportunity for most of the population to engage in development discussions. However, the recent multiple indicator cluster survey indicated that only 16% of learners in grade 2 and 3 have foundational reading skills, and only 8% have foundational numeracy skills. UNESCO studies have determined that 3 out of 4 children in developing countries cannot read and understand a simple test by the age of 10. These statistics highlight the need for intentional effort in our work, particularly as the education sector. We must ensure an increase in these numbers to give our children a better chance, a brighter future, and the ability to understand the world around them.
Sebenda National Institute CEO Thembinkosi Mamba spoke on inclusive education.
But because of the ever-changing socio-economic status and the environment, kwakhanzakala ukuthi-ke sebaningi nalabantu labehlela amathuba ekufunda. Ngiko litiko labese liyayikhulisa imandate yasebenda.
UNESCO Eswatini General Secretary Lwandle Smelane also encouraged the use of indigenous language to improve literacy in Eswatini.
This year's theme ikhuluma ngobumqoka bema-languages. Sisaxoxisana, sisafunda ngoba ikakhulu ukhanza abantu bangasakhoni ukuxoxisana ngezindaba zentuthuko ngoba asikhulumi ngelulwimi lebalivako.
Former Sebenda Lena Mancoba Dludlu also highlighted the importance of inclusive learning.
But to me, it wasn't a rejection after that because I went to Gasebenda. But instead of doing the grade 5, grade 6, and grade 7, and grade 7, and I think I was the first one to obtain a first class with merit.
This year's International Literacy Day is themed Promoting Multilingual Education, Literacy for Mutual Understanding and Peace. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I am Samkalsiwe Koza Manzini.
The Ministry of Health and the Microprojects Unit have toured Good Shepherd Catholic Hospital. The Honorable Minister of Health, Mduduzi Matsibula, says this is a follow-up to the outpatients department that is still under construction at the hospital.
The Minister of Health, Mduduzi Matsibula, says the Good Shepherd Catholic Hospital, which was opened in 1949, needs a rehabilitation. The minister says the ministry needs partners to assist in this regard.
Lekufuna usisinitiko sibuke ukuthi yini indaba lesingadenda kubasita ukuthi bagcine banayo i-ambulance. Naletinye ke tindzaba lesilikhanza la njenge structure sesibhedlela sidzala lesibhedlela liqiniso lakhona. Nanyalo ngiyamangala ukuthi le service lenhle kangaka iphuma khona la lesibhedlela lesizala lekusho kona ukuthi letindvunga atisho i-service lephuma la ngekhatsi. But ke kumcoka kodwa ukuthi la khona lesisebenzela khona ikakhulu sikhuluma ngetempilo tibe standardini lesifanele nalesemvelekile.
Good Shepherd Catholic Hospital Chief Executive Officer Muzi Dlamini extended their gratitude to the ministry for stating its intention to help revamp the hospital.
nalo lenetilika kodwa ke bantwana sibabele ngezawo nakhona ke ibone indluna yatikhomitha kakhulu emkhomitha wamele sibatha sibambise ngokuthi nabo kulungiseke masinyane kulungisa nje ke lapha nalapha la kuthi ngakubonakala khona takhiwo tethu la sasiwa kahle khona.
The ministry noted challenges encountered by the hospital as it goes about conducting its business. Reporting, I am Thembelihle Maguchwa at Stegi.
The success of UMSEBE Integrated Financial Management Information System in uprooting corruption will depend on the commitment of the officers tasked with managing it. Placide Mukwende from the Rwanda Corporation said this when unpacking the system which is being introduced by the Ministry of Finance to better control and monitor government's expenditure.
A year ago, the government of Eswatini signed an agreement with the government of Rwanda to collaborate in the development of two systems, which are the Integrated Financial Management Information System and an Electronic Government Procurement System. The results have been delivered as the financial system will start operating next month. We asked the team from Rwanda to unpack how the system will operate.
It's a system that tracks public expenditure. And the way the public expenditure are, first you start from revenue side, where money is coming from. Government money. Government money comes from the taxes you are paying through ERS. Comes from what we call non-tax revenue, the services. The moment you acquire a passport, birth certificate, those are non-tax revenue. You collect them together. You get grants from countries that are friendly to the kingdom. Again, you get loans. If you have some deficiency in having enough money, you get loans. And you put all this in one basket. This basket is managed by Ministry of Finance. They start by doing planning. Where do we want to invest? Construction of road, construction of school, hospitals, and so on, payment of salaries, travels, and so on. You understand? They analyze the economy, they do everything, then they say, this is how we are going to distribute resources.
The Rwanda Corporation says if well managed, the system will help in the turnaround time for payments for different stakeholders. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Fumenkosi Nzinisa, Ezulwini.
Members of the Duma Simbapi Dlamini family who are entitled to inherit from the estate of the deceased are in disagreement. They are arguing over whether the deceased property should be included in the Duma Simbapi family trust or not. Some want to take their share of the property and leave the inheritance, while others want their property to be included in the family trust.
The late Duma Simbapi Dlamini owned 9 farms valued at 23 million emalangeni. These farms are the ones the beneficiaries are fighting for. Some of the farms' land is used by Montic, a company involved in forestry. There is a disagreement about whether the land should be included in the Duma Simbapi Family Trust, allowing Montic to continue using it. In 2021, Montic paid 2.1 million emalangeni into the family trust, with the intention to facilitate the inclusion of the land and other assets to the family trust. In 2023, those advocating for the inclusion of the assets in the family trust purchased a tractor with this money, which has caused tensions. The assistant master at the master's office in Babane, Joy Mapang, explains the progress of the estate distribution.
Of 1/25 undivided share into all the farms.
She says the farms has been divided according to the number of beneficiaries. She says the office has no problems with the family trust, but the transferring of the assets should be done outside of the office of the master after the distribution has been completed. Those opposed to the inclusion of the land in the family trust expressed their concerns.
Laba executive batawa trustees until the age of 80 or when they want to stop.
Dumisa Manana says the directors of the estate have the power to fire other members.
2037 akusasithi thina sicela kungathi singaba emashares ethu siwathole nyalo.
On the other hand, Mandlenkosi Dlamini says some of them are very old, so they just want their share as they might not live to enjoy the benefits of the family trust. The executor of the deceased estate, lawyer Louis Ndlovu, states that 19 beneficiaries want the land and other assets to be included in the family trust.
For Mr. Manana to speak on behalf of other people who have affidavits here, who say that they agreed to their share going into the trust, it's a fallacy. That is why this was approved. And then we asked for their IDs. It's in black and white. There is a letter that we had sent to the master's office to say, those in objection, let them bring their trust if they want to have their own separate trust or if they want to inherit in their names. It's in black and white.
The commissioners investigating the allegations of mismanagement of estate at the master's office provide their remarks. The chairperson of the Judicial Commission, Judge Machahenga Dlamini, says there are disagreement over the family trust. He says Those who do not want to be part of it should be allowed to leave. While Commissioner Judge Sfiso Sbanze says, as the family is yet to meet to find a way out, the executor should consider their wrongdoings and try to find a way on how those with different views can be allowed to leave the family trust. The deceased passed away in 1992. He had 3 wives and 25 beneficiaries to his estate. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, Mbabane.
In our sports news, Manzini Wanderers are risking to finish the year 2024 without playing Premier League and National First Division football. The following report looks at the reason behind the situation.
Manzini Wanderers Football Club are on the verge of not playing M10 Premier League games, or rather M10 League games, both at Premier League and National First Division respectively. The following report looks at some of the consequences the team might face or might go through. At the end of the 2023-2024 M10 Premier League season, Wanderers finished 13th, which meant that they had been relegated from the Premier League to the National First Division. In their last game of the season, Wanderers played against Denver Sundowns and lost the game. The Westlands filed an application that was before the disciplinary committee, complaining that one of the Denver Sundowns players, known as Chimo Moses, played the game without his work permit. Wanderers argued the case, hoping to benefit on the Article 58.1 of the Rules and Regulations of the M10 Premier League, highlighting a default in a team list that normally results in a 3-point forfeit and 20,000 emarangeni, but the disciplinary committee released a judgment that was not in favor of the Westlands. On the 10th of August this year, the Premier League of Eswatini held the annual general meeting where, prior to that, Manzini Wanderers did mention that they should not be counted amongst the teams that have been relegated to the National First Division, as their matter is still on. Wanderers took the case to the High Court, and the hearing will be taking place next week, Wednesday, on the 18th of this month. Prior to that, this week, the Premier League scheduled the kick-off the new Premier League season 2024-2025, which is scheduled to begin this coming weekend, both at Premier League and National First Division, with Wanderers not included in both fixtures. Wanderers have another challenge of registration that is expected to close next week, Friday, on the 20th. So the $1 million question is, if the case is not resolved by Wednesday next week, where will Wanderers play, since they are not registered at Premier League and at National First Division? They cannot also play in Super League, since they are not a relegated side from the National First Division. If that's the case, they will have to wait until January next year, when the registration period returns, and try to register their players. The following report was looking at risks faced by the Manzini Wanderers team, where they might face, or rather they have to wait until January to play Premier League or First Division football. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabrice Msonera, Mpabane.
The 45th edition of the Olympiad chess competition has entered its second day, with the Eswatini teams facing defeats on their first days against Kosovo under the male category and another defeat against Luxembourg on Wednesday.
Tsine ebafana nesidlala neMalawi sesisibonile squad sabo bamvule sibajwayele lesibadiko siyabathi.
The 2024 Olympiad chess competition has entered its second day on Thursday. According to Skanyiso Slongonyane, the men's team captain, they have learned a lot from their defeat against Kosovo on the first day of the competition, and ahead of their second game on Thursday against Malawi. He says they have enough information about their opponents and will be looking to bounce back to winning ways.
Ngidawukhona ukuchubeka ngilwe emagemes alandzelako.
Emantombazana aseSwatini namhlanje.
Ladies captain Nomcebo Sibisi also says that the defeat against Luxembourg on first day of the competition on Wednesday proved that they have problems that they have to work on ahead of their second game against Japan on Thursday, where they expected to get a win and start the competition on a high note.
Ngelethemba lokuthi ema-games asesemanyeni lokusho ukuthi kulokuluza wethu kayitolo because bekukuluza lokuhle kukhombisa ukuthi kunelethemba lokuthi laseSwatini lingaphinde libuye.
It's 24 minutes after 7 and that's it for English Bulletin. Thank you for staying with us. We'll leave you with the weather.
A new era of AI has started, and it is impressive. With tools such as ChatGPT, Midjourney, or Google Bard, all I really need is to write a prompt, and there you have it. And the results can be pretty convincing. Let me try something. I love elephants, cooking shows, and koalas. And there. Wow. It must be an incredible feeling to be able to create such fantastic things in an instant, right?
I have no feelings about this or anything else. I am neither conscious nor self-aware.
Interesting. Then how are you so artistic?
I may not be conscious, but I am a very sophisticated system for recognizing patterns in a large amount of data. And now I'm also able to generate new patterns.
And that's why you're called generative AI.
Exactly. You got that right.
These AI tools aren't just unleashing creativity. They're already changing science, medicine, and entire industries in ways we don't fully understand yet. And this is only the beginning. But there are dangers too. Generative AI creations can be so convincing that they create a false sense of reality. That includes fake news stories, doctored images, and videos showing things that never really happened. Okay, enough of that. And generative AI is so good at emulating people that it can emulate our biases too. If the only data it has access to is text messages about how cute my cat is, that's all it knows. And every prompt will produce responses about how cute Snuggles is. He is though. Some say that AI could be the key to helping solve the world's biggest problems. Forecasting disaster, preventing famine, even identifying new medical treatments. Others see only the dangers. At the end of the day, generative AI is just a tool, but it's a tool that could change the way we live, the way we work, and the global economy. That raises big questions, especially for us here at the IMF, because it's our job to make sure that the global economy is stable, growing, and working for everyone. Generative AI is already making companies that use and sell AI services billions. That boost in productivity could add trillions in value to the global economy before long. Take customer service agents, for example. A recent study showed that giving them an AI assistant boosted their productivity by 14%. There's a flip side though. It could end up replacing some jobs entirely. But just like any new technology, AI could create new jobs by inspiring new industries and sectors that we haven't even imagined yet. It's all in how we manage it, with smart regulation and a healthy dose of caution. And that's why here at the IMF, we're doing the policy research to advise governments on how to create regulations that ensure AI is safe and beneficial for everyone.
Welcome back to the program. It's going to be a weekend that is going to be filled with a lot of adrenaline and anticipation. The local and global football action takes center stage. It is back. I know a lot of local football fans are still wondering how their teams are going to fare this upcoming season. But of course, this marks the beginning of the 2024-2025 MTN season, and it has a lot of exciting matchups across multiple venues. Fans will be eager to witness titanic clashes as teams like the M Royal Swallows, FC Los Ditas Bears, and the Red Rhinos go head-to-head in what promises to be a thrilling start to a domestic season. Over in Europe, per usual, the English Premier League returns after a brief international break with powerhouses like the Manchester United and Liverpool, as well as Arsenal that are back in action. From Southampton hosting the Red Devils to Spurs clashing with Arsenal in the iconic North London derby, football lovers will be spoiled for choice this weekend. Linda Master-Dlamini, our in-house sports journalist and analyst, joins us now via a Zoom video link to unpack all these sporting developments. Very, very exciting league, Master. I think kakhulu ngosi lokubuya kwe-league yethu lapha ekhaya ngikho ngathi kungizaba umlonyeni sibuya kuyo nje trade fair la khona i-Buffaloes ivele I mean, was it Green Mamba sengicishe ngiyayibaca. Singizini Hotspurs also played really well. Babane Swallows showed some signs of being serious this year, but Muneni Pirates looked good as well. Does this mean our season is going to look just as exciting?
Yeah, siyabonga Sifiso sibusele nayo imbukelo yeSwatini TV Kusile breakfast show kungolesihlanu. Uteka yona indzaba ye league. Ngicabanga ukuthi lesekubonile Sifiso nayo imbukeli ku trade fair. Sibone very very exciting football kuma teams ethu la ekhaya. Ukhuluma ngeMoneni Pirates hambile yafika kuma finals. Ayo i-trade fair 8-bet trade fair 2024 ilapho igcine ikhala phasi khona ku-Young Buffaloes ngamagoli amabili ecanzeni. Kodwa kunama-teams ngicabanga ukuthi la kasikhombisa lokunyenti kule season. Ngikhuluma nge-team lefana neSwatini lesibe ma-champions ka-first division. Siyibonile ku-8-bet trade fair yalonyaka idlala kokucala emlandweni wayo. Idlala neGreen Mamba lebe kuma-defending champions. They played very 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 exciting football yona Swatini. Ngicabanga ukuthi Stofu Dlamini lo coach waso Swatini labeka kwi-Young Buffaloes season lephelile u-underrated nangibuka mina lo msebenzi la wentabo lapha khona lapha ku-Swatini United. Kodwa ngicabanga ukuthi ngempela kwako konke lama games e-trade fair bekadlalwa ngemalanga kulandzelana. So badlali vele ngicabanga ukuthi i-fatigue isheshe yababamba the likes of Moneni Pirates, Rangers and the likes. Sibabonile babanjwa i-fatigue. Kodwa i-league siyathi ukuthi marathon, i-league idlalwa 8 months. Lokuyicala nje inyanga icala ngaSeptember, yes icala September, amanye ama-leagues acala August. Iyaphela next year March. Lapho khona sitawubona siyathi ukuthi ama-defending champions imbabane Swallows lidlala khona ku-CAF Champions League. Ayikho imbabane Swallows ayikafixwa ku the first games yayo i-MTN Premier League since badlala ngomgcibelo nayo iMamelodi Sundowns eAtraville ePitoli. Kodwa lamanye ama-teams lakhona ngicabanga ukuthi i-league yalonyaka sawubona i-league lenhle kakhulu. Ngishiso yini lokho? Ngishiso ukuthi last season nawubuka ama-teams langenile ku-top 4 ukhuluma ngeMbabane Swallows, ukhulume ngeGreen Mamba, ukhulume ngeSingizini Hotspurs, ukhulume ngeYoung Buffaloes, bese kuneMoneni Pirates, bese angeke uze uyivalele ngaphandle iRoyal Leopard because iRoyal Leopard ihlala inabo ama-players lengasho ukuthi ane-experience futhi agood. So ngicabanga ukuthi lo nyaka vele i-league itaba yinhle kakhulu. Bese sekuba nama-teams-ke la abohle akusurprise nje bo Ilovo, bo Madlenya nabo boSwatini ngeke sibavalele ngaphandle. Bese kune-team mhlawumbe labanyenti labangayithathela phasi isisonke. Siyibonile first game badlala nayo iMbabane Swallows. iMbabane Swallows yasitwa kuleyo on goal ukuthi ichubekele ku next round yayo i-8-bet trade fair. So nabo ngicabanga ukuthi ungabagada ukuthi babe ama-dark horses ayo i-MTN Premier League.
kodwa nje sigathe ukuthi badlali mhlawumbe sibuka yona kuqala kwayo isizini lensha sibonile Saviola athola i-top scorer award ku-8 Trade Fair sigathile ukuthi nakuleague abuye awashaya amagoli uyakhumbula ukuthi about three seasons ago washaya over 20 amagoli kuleague isikhuluma nga-number 10 la umdlali odlala le role ngisho ukuthi le free role or i-second striker so simkhathile ukuthi naye amagoli awashayo still unabo bosikhali Sabelo Nzinisa ku-Green Mamba ngicabanga ukuthi naye utawufuna ukuthi amagoli awashaye so vele i-league itaba very 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 exciting sisaqala yona-ke i-league futhi lekungakuveta lokunye ukuthi sina over 15 years solo i-league iwinwa bocoach bala ekhaya ngushiso yini lokho sifiso ngushiso ukuthi kumele sibanike i-credit bocoach bethu because nawubuka kulo 15 years uyiwinile Caleb Ngwenya unayo imbabona solos last season wayiwina Enes Mavuso with yona i-Green Mamba the previous season bayiwina the Young Buffaloes bayiwina i-Young Buffaloes bebakhutshwa nguye Sabelo Mnisibana Dominic Nene wayiwina futhi yena Edwin wakamathebula ku-Royal Leopard 4 seasons ago wayiwina Caleb Ngwenya ku-Green Mamba kuya lengemuva bekayiwinile Kokhaime so rest in peace with imbabana solos bekayinile futhi yena Nuru wakantibani with i-Royal Leopard so uyabona ukuthi over the years le league vele iwine bocoach bala ekhaya sikhathile ukuthi nalinyaka nje ngoba ubona ukuthi kulama teams lesingabalele ukuthi atawucompete incumbi yabo bocoach bala ekhaya ngaphandle kwa coach wensimizini Spurs Alessio wakhona eZimbabwe maybe just maybe bona besingizini batawuthemba ukuthi this year utayibreaker leyo chain leyo ukuthi emaswati solo ayayiwina i-league but nawubuka futhi ubuka nala ama-stadiums abedlalelwa kuwo siyesemba ukuthi somhlolo utawubuya this bet but kula ma-games ekucala akekho yena somhlolo siyakhumbula ukuthi sisamele ukuthi kute bona baka-FIFA nabaka-CAF bato-inspector ukuthi selilungele leli ground ukuthi lingadlalisa imidlalo yaka-CAF kodwa ukhona amavuso ukhona inhlangano ukhona Kalanga ukhona Mkhuzweni ukhona futhi Mayaluka ngicabanga ukuthi ngimlawo besethemba ukuthi nikhamba kwesikhathi batawuhamba bayokhuluma nebasebhunyi ngoba ibhunya ikhona mhlawumbe nabangayilungisa kahle ebuye idlalise yona imidlalo ye-Premier League kodwa nje sifiso mhlawumbe sesingena kuwo ema-exciting fixtures kule weekend lesiya kuyo because kunama-games lengingasho ukuthi makhulu latabe adlala kule weekend linye imoneni isayibona ibheka endasi imoneni Pirates iyodlala nayo imbabana Highlanders njengoba ngishilo ngathi imoneni Pirates kule 8-bait yalonyaka isurprise labanyenti sabona amagawugawu Menzi lo captain wabo awina i-play of the series bayodlala nembabana Highlanders imbabana Highlanders yakhala phasi ku-first game ku-8-bait mhlawumbe mthunzi ngasho nje sifisa ukuthi abamnike isikhathi manje bantu be-Highlanders because nawulandzela ibhola noma wathi ibhola uya-understanda ukuthi uyapheka mthunzi lekhabo mbabana Highlanders yes bekhona abadlali bebangekho baku-national team kukhona kumbabana Highlanders sikhuluma ngaphilane Mkondo the star player asikhulume ngavusi bebangekho labo badlali labo baku-national team so imbabana Highlanders ngicabanga ukuthi game yabo neMoneni Pirates vele batabe sebabuyile batabe bakhona because i-national team beyidlala itolo khona eMbombela nayo iMoneni Pirates ngicabanga ukuthi njengoba ngishilo ngathi iyapheka Christopher Enini lo ngcoach wayo iMoneni Pirates wakwayicoacha-ke imbabana Swallows eminyakeni emithathu lendlulile waseGhana ngokutalwa uphinde abe agent badlali na Christopher Enini sikathile naye ukuthi siyibone iMoneni Pirates ibuya nalomlilo lebeyisolo ibheka ku-pre-season na ku-8-bait Premier League kodwa-ke lenye igame i-Royal Leopard iyodlala nayo insingizini Spurs ngikhulumile ngayo i-Royal Leopard ukuthi angeke le team lena uze uyithathele phasi because banabo badlala experience babasayinile badlali labanjengabo Felix Belenhorst basekhona futhi Molungelo nabo Fanele wakathabethe basekhona nabo Junior bekangekho Junior ku8bet nayikhala phasi yona Leopard utaba khona ke kule game le sethemba ukuthi kubuya kwakhe ukuthi aba motivator ekayena nale team ukuthi idlale bayodlala nesingizini nayo insingizini bekune badlali bebangekho kuyo i8bet trade fair sikhuluma ngadia star player Thubelihlo wamavuso the league magician umdlalo khona kuzalisa le team sisemba ukuthi kubuya kwakhe naye sawubona very very exciting game otherwise ama-fixtures la khona Manzini City versus Eswatini nayo le fixture leyo ngimentionelani ke Esifiso iSipet nayo idlale kahle kakhulu kuyo i8bet trade fair but isabona nemidlali Suarez wakamabuza ashaya amagoli amathathu emidlalweni emibili so ngicabanga ukuthi kubuya ngala kuleke samkhumbula ukuthi last season bekadlalela iqembu lesizini of-Spurs ukusibhethi nyalo ngicabanga ukuthi this season kaba star player sabo bekangekho mthokozisi aku-national team wayo isibhethi so sikathile ukuthi naye abe ngumdlali lotawuvelela kuyo iligi kulomnyaka badlala naso Eswatini ngikhulumile ngaso Eswatini kusesikhotshwa ngibani sikhothwa ngistop Mandla wakadlamini ngicabanga ukuthi with the players la njengabo Gudas la Africa midfield badlala very 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 exciting game so ngicabanga ukuthi vele kutasinika lokho ukuthi sibukele ibhola lenhle yeminyaka wa 2024-2025.
Yeah, I do also want us to chime into Inzabaya, your Isisonke master. You did mention Inzabaya Gutsbagama dark horse, but they should be feared because they are cooking, just like you have alluded to Muneni Pirates, Gutsbasa Kishi, Nana, Boba Pegas Babonile, Velek preseason, and certainly most recently, 8bet trade fair. Sisonke plays Madlenya, and that's the opening match. It's at 1:30 Mhlume Stadium on Saturday. Do we expect Sisonke to surprise us there and pull a rabbit out the hat?
But now especially the two teams Sisonke Madlenya Madlenya idlala kahle kule tournament le 8bet le preseason tournament Sisonke ngicabanga le performance bona badlala kahle kakhulu mhlawumbe nawubuka the two teams ungasho ungayinika Sisonke yona i-edge over yona imadlenya ngicabanga ukuthi lokhu itayilimata kakhulu siyakhumbula ukuthi kuvele indzaba emavikini lamabili endlulile ukuthi umphathi wabo idirector yabo ivele lethe inkinga naseNingizimu Afrika kodwa labadlali ngicabanga ukuthi batawuchubeka basoldier on but nje Isisonke kule game le ngicabanga ukuthi ngiyo lengayinika ukuthi lokungenani bathole i-draw but ngiyinika i-win.
Yeah. Ngiyafuna singene kancane ku-National First Division. We do have the fixtures as well. The graphic is going to go up now. We see the Real Swallows. It's an interesting name to have such a name. Real Swallows FC playing against Lozita Spurs to start the games Lapa Emanzini Club. This is going to be on Saturday. But Galanga Stadium, Ngawan, I think that is going to be one of the first matches Lataba Kona Glempela Son for National First Division. See, Bona how do you pronounce this? Makwanyana FC and Amawele FC. What do you expect there to happen? Yeah. How do you expect these teams to fare?
Imakwanyana le team yaselibonjeni lena Asifiso siyibonile over the years compete nabo Ubombo Flyers ngicabanga ukuthi i-team lesiyibonile even naku le tournament ngonyama cup le regions ikhona kuvelela emahlandla iyodlala nawo mawele i-team la kahoho i-team lekhuphuke ngala embabane sikhathile nayo ukuthi isikhombise ukuthi iphethene kule game le then kule game yesibili udlala i-Rhinos i-Red Rhinos idlala ne-Thabankulu Celtics laba ke Sifiso i-Red Rhinos bekuyi-Thabankulu Kellies yashintsha from Thabankulu Kellies to Red Rhinos iyodlala ne-Thabankulu Celtics so ungabona ukuthi bomkhaya lapho ngicabanga ukuthi igephi lena egameni ekuqala nje kutabe kunama-fireworks khona lapha kalanga bese kuthi ekhilani la esipiki nakhona kutaba nama-games lamnanzi because nawubuka ukuthi kunama-lanty chiefs yodlala ne-Denver Sundowns i-Denver Sundowns i-relegate-iwe ka-Premier League nayo itawufuna ukuthi isheshe ibuye ka-Premier League yodlala nayo ima-lanty chiefs seyinama-seasons lang-2 ya-relegate bese kusemidlalweni olandzelako i-Rangers yodlala nayo i-Black Swallow Sifiso ngicabanga ukuthi mhlawumbe singakaphumi kuyo imidlalo ya-First Division na-Premier League kufixture kwe-Denver Sundowns ka-First Division kusho ukuthi this season kude 16 teams ka-Premier League because if bekuna-16 teams i-Denver Sundowns beyingeke ifixture ka-Premier League kusho ukuthini-ke lokho kusho ukuthi if iManzini Wanderers itawuchubeka iluze le case njengoba yayiluza emahlandlela amabili siyakhumbula ukuthi inkantolo mhla ka-18 lokusho ukuthi ngalesithathu next week litayilale
Okay, ngathi uyasilahlekela umlangeni nobenkosilenhle kodwa sitawucela ukuxolisa nje ukuthi asilahlekele sethemba ukuthi utawuphinze abe nathi masinyane kungathi uphinze ubuyile. Master, do you know what, in the interest of time, I think we've covered much of the ground when it comes to our domestic football. I want us to look over in Europe and, the English Premier League returns. And this is after an international break, which, by the way, left a lot of people in anticipation. Particularly, I want to say Manchester United fans, because this weekend they're going to visit Southampton, Liverpool, Nottingham Forest. How crucial is this first game back for these teams? And Titluele kufunat gatsa in.
Ukhuluma ngayo indaba English Premier League mhlamba xolise nje ngokulahleka kwaThimbo Debelungu njalo nje kubuya kwayo English Premier League yona i-Manchester United idlala nayo ivakashela yona i-Southampton St Mary's ngicabanga ukuthi le game leyo angeke ize belula for i-Manchester United yakhumbula ukuthi kula fixture before the international break yakhala phasi kuyo i-Brighton yona i-Manchester United ngicabanga ukuthi itaba likhoni kuvakasha kwayo i-Manchester United khona le eSt Mary's but lamanye mhlambe ama-fixtures ukhuluma ngayo i-Liverpool i-Liverpool ivakashelwa yi-Nottingham Forest i-Liverpool icele kahle 3 games iwine 3 wama-games yanga-concede ngisho linye ligoli so ngicabanga ukuthi yena Ancelotti umqeqeshi wayi-Liverpool ufike wangena wakhatheka kuyo isystem liyashiwa nguye Jurgen Klopp ku-Liverpool mhlawumbe i-Manchester City against Brentford i-Manchester City ku-Brentford vele labanye nje bagadze ukuthi iwine i-Manchester City kodwa lo mdlalo lona utaba nema-goal because i-Brentford nayo nayibuka ukuthi kulo 2 games lemidlalile before yona international break beyishisa kanganani bewashaya ama-goal lokungenani beyimshaya ngetulu kwa-1.5 wawo emagoli Mbemo from Cameroon cishe on fire kule season yakhumbula ukuthi yona akekho Ivan Toney use-South Arabia so kule game i-Manchester City le mhlambe singagadza noma ngayini kodwa nje i-Manchester City nayo kulo first 2 games 3 games labamdlalile bawine onke and nawubuka ukuthi Erling Haaland emagoli uyawashaya like ngathi usejimini indlela lawashaya ngayo so i-defense yayi-Brentford ukuthi imnakekele kakhulu lenye igame licala interesting Crystal Palace versus Leicester City i-Leicester City ayikafiki-ke kahle ayikabuyi kahle ka-Premier League bamsayinile Ayew from Crystal Palace utabafisane ne-former team yakhe kodwa i-Crystal Palace on the other side yena kunabo Eze kunabo Mateta and kungenteka Edin Keita lokuqhamuka ku-Arsenal adlala igame yakhe yokuqala against Leicester City nalapho singagadze amagoli over 2.5 kule game lena then Bournemouth versus Chelsea ngicabanga ukuthi nayo lena igame letaba likhulu i-Chelsea siyibonile ishaya i-Wolves ngamagoli angu-6 kulamabili bay-away neshaya lawo magoli lawo nyalo iyakhona khabo Bournemouth so ngicabanga ukuthi nayo i-Bournemouth mhlawumbe ayikaqalike kahle kodwa against Chelsea mhlawumbe ungagaza ukuthi bamthole loyo 1 or 2 goals nalapho ngicabanga ukuthi Chelsea itayiwina leyo game leyo kodwa kutaba nemagoli over 2.5 then igame lenkulu ngicabanga ukuthi on Sunday because before ngifike lapho kunalenye iLondon derby Fulham versus yona iWest Ham eCraven Cottage khabo Fulham le game leyo nayo le itaba likhulu because iFulham isayinile badlali Smith Rowe from Arsenal ukhona basekhona futhi nalabanye cishe ama-good players kule team iyobe idlala nayo iWest Ham iWest Ham one of my favorite teams because badlala i-attacking football so bayodlala away khabo Fulham nalapho singagadza amagoli amanyeni then Sunday the London derby one of
North London
games lakhona eNgland yes North London derby lababili mhlambe bashiyana ngema-miles langingasho ukuthi less than 10 lokusho ukuthi iNorth London ngibo nje batitshe lo mnye ufuna ukwatiwa ukuthi ngibani inkosi eNorth London iTottenham Hotspurs ivakashelwa licembu le-Arsenal le game lena ngicabanga ukuthi itaba likhulu for i-Arsenal isifiso angeke ngicambe manga because i-Arsenal without Declan Rice lwathola i-red card ku-last game without Martin Odegaard lo thole i-injury nakadlalela likhethelo lakubo le-Norway so itaba likhulu kakhulu for i-Arsenal le game lena but singenteka simbone Sterling aqala on loan from Chelsea singenteka ku-midfield sibone Zinchenko aqala simbonile adlala ku-national team adlala from midfield so itaba likhulu kakhulu last season sayibona James Maddison Emirates endathiwa ama-assist kuye Son so nyalo badlalela ekhaya le e-White Hart Lane ekhabo Tottenham Hotspurs sorry in fact sesiyi-White Hart Lane sekwaba i-Tottenham Stadium so itaba likhulu kakhulu le game lena yahlale inemagoli lana nje mgadze 4 wemagoli kule game lena between yona Spurs nayo i-Arsenal.
Yeah, Master, firstly, let me just apologize, Babugeli. Our network there was a bit inconsistent, but, these are the goings of live interactions, particularly live virtual. Master, I think from everything that you've said, by the way, you should consider being a betting consultant to Sholabo 2.5 a goal. I think you'd make a lot of money there. I wonder if you do bet, but I think you'd make a killing there. From what you're saying, I'm picking that Manchester City, Liverpool, Brighton and Arsenal, those are the top 4 teams right now. Perhaps I could mention Newcastle in there because back top 5 now. But particularly Man City, Liverpool and Brighton. The fixture, I mean, the log standings might come back next week, solo Aganjena, because you are predicting a Manchester City win, a Liverpool win. Of course, Brighton should beat Ipswich, Timbonati Hambe, according to your predictions. But Arsenal, you're not too sure if Arsenal is winning, but you are 100% sure with the Emakolis Dawabona on the North London derby. And I suppose you're absolutely right. I agree with you there. But is that what you're saying? Are we expecting the top 3 teams at least to come back as still the top 3 teams next week?
Most definitely. Manchester City, itawina ku-Brentford. Liverpool isekhaya itawina 100% for yena in slot. Then Manchester United away. I doubt. I think ngeke khale pass 2-1 ku-Southampton. Then ubale the top 3, top 4. Arsenal ngenteka ingabuyi khona eTottenham Stadium
Brighton. Brighton and Ipswich, you're expecting Brighton to win. Yeah. Okay. Now, fantastic, Master. Now, I was saying not Brighton and Ipswich, you're expecting Brighton to win, which again says the log standings will come back. Okay. Master, thank you so much for your insights. I'm afraid it's Katset versus Pellet. Yeah, ngiva kuthi angulwise ngoba you sneaked in Manchester United prediction there kanzi besikhuluma nga top 5. I think you are being spicy towards Manchester United fans because Manchester United is on the 14th position. But Master,
we'll discuss.
I'm afraid. Yeah, no, but big teams. I'm not sure Manchester United is still a big team with the way they've been playing over the past season. But yeah, Master, thank you so much for joining us on It's all right, Master. Have a lovely weekend. We hope the eyes are on the domestic league and especially the games because the season is starting. But also with this league as well because on Monday we have to decode the results.
Catch Eswatini Lifestyle Friday evenings at 6:30 p.m. on Eswatini TV. Hello, and of course, this is Eswatini Lifestyle, and of course, this is your wonderful host, Chukiz, meaning we're here to give you nothing but the best of the entertainment and lifestyle scene in the kingdom of Eswatini. Get the trending stories with your favorite stars of Eswatini in fashion, showbiz, food, travel, and events. They say when you're in doubt, which color do you wear? Orange. Simply follow Eswatini Lifestyle on our Eswatini TV pages and social media platforms. Don't forget to catch the show Fridays at 6:30 p.m., repeat on Mondays at 9 a.m. on Eswatini TV, Spogo Semaswati.
When you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. Discover just how far you'll go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience in the kingdom.
Sevele, Kusile, 2 minutes before 8 o'clock, we've come to the end of our program. It's the start of a weekend. You know, Fridays are my favorites. I can't wait to go and watch Bagangwane today.
That's where we're all headed to, but also we're also headed to all the stadiums that have been designated as the official stadiums for all the games this weekend. Kalanga Stadium, Gomanzini, it's quite a lot of them. You saw on the fixtures. Let's go enjoy the football and let's enjoy the field, but let's be responsible this weekend. Bye-bye.
Kuyabonakala ukuthi live lifanele lisuka umkhankaso lomkhulu ngematubane lamakhulu livele lithi nkwe.
Thokotela luhlelo lwakho sive siyathuthuka njalo ngabo lesithathu nakushaye kwagabanqa insimbi yesithupha entsambama. Luphindwa ngabo lesine ekuseni nakushaye insimbi yemfika.
Tinkhundla tingumgogodla walohulumende tingumgogodla wentuthuko
yathuthuka nakangwane lithuthuka ngetinkhundla
ngoba kuye kuvakale bominister bahlonishwa ukuthi uhulumende akasebenze
kanzi uhulumende la ngaphandle uyasebenza kuphela lefuna sikwende uqinisa kakhulu le PR le public relations ukuthi kuvakala ukuthi uhulumende imisebenzi yakhe uyayichuba la ngaphandle manje into ematiko la ifuqa kwemsebenzi kahulumende.
The day you take Christ into your life, you begin to walk in a blessing.
Eswatini master ushiya simakazi sibukela abanye bonkulunkulu uNkulunkulu utawukhwesha kithi Eswatini singamlahli uNkulunkulu
sitomdumisa